This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie, fresh off of being jump scared by two funny voices in a row, both in the H Bomber Guy big video about the thing, and also because I watched a bunch more Turn A Gundam.
Nice.
And by the way, for like useful for people who are interested, the Gundam Info channel that's on right now has much anime you can just watch for free if you so desire.
So many big robots that you won't.
You can just watch Witch from Mercury on it right now.
Nice. Oh shit, go do it.
There's a couple of others.
I think gift.
You can watch Gundam The Origin, which is about a boy Char, but the only English in the version they're showing right now, because the version they're showing is Japanese that's captioned with the YouTube caption system, is at the very beginning of every episode before they play the theme song, they play a short musical intro and then an Englishman just says, "Turn A Gundam."
Turn A Gundam. It's fantastic.
Where did you get this man? Why did you do like a Resident Evil style title call out in English?
I'm here for it.
Anyway, that show fucks.
It's good.
I like it a lot.
How many episodes have you seen so far?
I'm in to 6 or something, and it's been consistently good, and the pace is like nice and even, a nice even arc going up. So.
Very nice.
I heard that the protagonist like cross dresses constantly.
I have not encountered Lauren cross dressing yet, but I know it is inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like for spy reasons apparently, which is just reminds me of that one like 4chan green text about the fucking feral trans woman. I don't know if y'all have all seen that one.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah,
trying to get into buildings with different disguises.
And... if she runs out of baking material or gets bored, she just goes off somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. How are you guys?
I'm Blackle. I'm very sleepy. I was walking a lot the last few days. And yeah, just wait until my vacation.
Also,
very nice.
Incidentally, everybody pour one out for Louis. He got the Rona.
Yeah,
Louis got the Rona.
Louis not having a great time right now.
Too tired to be on the podcast.
I straight up, y'all. COVID is getting worse. Like we are.
No, like it is
demonstrably in a wave. So
yeah, I'm thinking about going and getting a shot.
If you feel like
yeah,
I'm like if anything, wear masks. Like I know it's annoying. I know it sucks, but like I want y'all to be safe.
But anyway,
yeah, I'm wearing it everywhere. Anyhow,
this is too sincere.
This is our podcast about anime. Hi, I've just been working, so I've also been tired, but I did at least get a couple more episodes of their Turn A and into my system, so...
Yes, we coincidentally watched them at the same time in the same Discord call.
We did watch them together. Well, a couple of them. We didn't watch all of them. And then you were like, I must watch more of this now. And I was like, please, by all means, go ahead. But yeah, not that interesting. You know how it is.
All right. You guys want a bad news sandwich?
Oh boy, I feel like we get all of these all the time. Why can we have a good news sandwich sometime?
What, do you want me to put one good news thing in the middle of two bad newses?
I mean, okay.
Yeah, I brought some good news just to offset the bad taste in the middle here.
Okay.
Okay, so starting off, new information has been released about the code GAZ. Not a word that I have like a lot of occasion to use in my daily life. Sequel anime, Z of the Recapture. This is notable because the last news of this was like 3 years ago in 2020. We didn't even cover it, but yeah, they've released they haven't released anything. They've said they're going to release stuff on December 18th, 2023, which is like good news. I know people that fucked with this show. Like, it was a big deal. I watched some of it. I thought it was pretty all right.
I haven't ever seen any, so.
Good news there. Now, the bad.
Oh boy.
This is all pretty much about the Japanese animation industry.
Oh, not this again.
So, a couple of things. A animation director who incidentally worked on JJK Zero, the movie, has stated, quite frankly, that she thinks, I assume she uses that pronoun in the article and is named Terumi. Terumi Nishi says that the industry is going to collapse in a few years if nobody changes the way they invest in training.
Oh, no.
Because after the quote was, seriously, it's over. Once Kagawa's generation leaves, everything will end at once. We have to do something about the training scheme by then. And she's talking about Kagawa, Hisashi Kagawa, the animation director who did a bunch of Sailor Moon and Revolutionary Girl, Utena.
Okay.
And yeah, this is apparent. They seem to be of the opinion that everything's going to fall apart whenever they start to retire, because the companies themselves are not nurturing new talent. The only people who offer any guidance to new talent are freelancers, because they want to see people in the art form rise up, but the companies don't give a shit.
Damn, that sucks.
So unless something changes in a few years, we might see a significant dip in quality of a lot of things.
Oh, man. But it was just getting so good.
That is the work of nurtured young talent and old hands working together.
Yeah.
But if the old hands go away and nobody's there to teach the new guys.
Oh boy.
Let's see. 17% of anime creators suffer from depression and more than 60% are fatigued, according to new health surveys. Because apparently the scheduling required to succeed in this business is exhausting.
I mean, yeah, as far as I'm aware, they just they do it and they don't stop.
And nobody pays them enough, to get by. Speaking of, the English voice actor for Gojo, Kaiji Tang, has criticized MAPPA for their horrendous schedule of production in animating JJK Season 2. He also requested that the studio give the animators a raise.
Wow. Thanks, Gojo.
I don't know exactly who he works for, but this is a surprise. This is like a surprisingly bold move. I remember when a couple of Crunchyroll voice actors suddenly found themselves out of a fucking job for speaking up much less like stridently than this. So everybody applaud
thanks, Gojo.
Kaiji there for putting his money where his mouth is, I guess.
Yeah.
It's really unusual. All of this is really unusual. This is some editorializing from me. It's really unusual because people at Japanese companies don't speak up like Americans do.
It's
true. A different work culture over there. So for so many people to feel this comfortable speaking up about how bad shit is, it must be really fucking bad.
It must be pretty rough.
Like, because there's a big element of like company loyalty.
Yeah.
Which is it's the same thing that caused like some parts of the Japanese economic crashes, is because the companies were loyal back and they wouldn't fire anybody.
Right.
This is bad. It's all very bad. But let's talk about something more heartwarming to complete this, which is the voice actor for Goku. Hey, it's me. It's me, Goku.
Goku.
Masako Nozawa says that it has accepted an award from let's see, the Kikuchi-kan Prize ceremony. This is where she said the thing. She She first questioned why she deserved such an award. I'm sure there's someone more deserving than me. And then the highlight from her speech was, I loved the job of a voice actor, and I plan to continue until I am 182 years old.
Wait, that's so sweet. That's adorable. You know? She's Goku, so she might.
They asked her where the number 182 came up, and she said, it came up suddenly, but it's a number I quite like. I want to live until 182 and speak words that everyone can hear, or rather, I absolutely want to do that.
I like the implication that she's going to perish at the booth recording.
She's going to turn into fucking dust in the recording booth.
She'll be like, it's my time to go, and she'll say her last line, and then that'll be, it'll be all we need.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye. All right. So, seeing as we're kind of on a skeleton crew, Louis got COVID, Black was kind of tired. I thought
I'm so spaced out.
I thought I would leave the decision making to this gun.
He's going to threaten us with violence because we're not.
Shoot me in the foot.
Okay.
All right. I want both of you to pick a number between 1 and 6.
Both of us?
Agree on a number.
Okay, Black'll come here. Come huddle with me. Huddle with me.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to maybe like a 2, maybe like a 4? What do we want? We want a 1. What do we want? What are we feeling?
1.
Let's. Okay. All right. The council has decided we're gonna pick 1.
1, you say?
1.
I really wish in the medium of podcasts I could use reaction gifs like the fucking millennial piece of shit that I am, because I really want to use that he chose poorly gif.
Uh-oh. Oh no, did we choose badly?
Because you guys picked the Eminence and Shadow.
Oh no, we picked a bullet, huh?
We'll see. Oh, you better watch out, boys. I hear he's out there in the darkness. Crowbar Batman.
Anyhow, extended sounds of brutal pipe murder.
Agonizingly slow pipe murder. Those guys didn't even die. They implied that they were alive.
That's pretty awful.
So,
this is the most Chinibio anime I've ever seen.
Yeah, we're gonna deep dive on that.
I have things to say.
Because I will guarantee to you something that you might not expect. That's on purpose. That's the stated plan. So it is not a mistake.
No, that's what he was doing.
Also, I looked this up on Wikipedia after, and I'm not surprised to learn that it was a web serial novel.
Yeah, you've got secret knowledge. But first, let's get into this. Jojo, I select you for this blurb.
I do not object.
This is a chunky one, though.
Okay. For as long as he can remember, Minoru Kagenu has fixated on becoming as strong. I'm becoming worse. Blackall's become better, and I've become worse. Kagenu has fixated on becoming as strong as possible, which has led him to undertake all kinds of rigorous training. This wish, however, does not stem from a desire to be recognized by others. Rather, Minoru does everything he can to blend in with the crowd. So, while pretending to be a completely average student during the day, he arms himself with a crowbar and ruthlessly thrashes local biker gangs at night.
Like you do.
Yet when Minoru finds himself in a truck accident, his ambitions seemingly come to an end. In his final moments, he laments his powerlessness. No matter how much he trained, there was nothing he could do to overcome his human limitations. But instead of dying, Minoru reawakens as Sid, the second child of the noble Kagenu family, in another world, one where magic is commonplace. With a power he so desired finally within his grasp, he dons the moniker Shadow and establishes Shadow Garden, a group whose sole purpose is to combat the enigmatic cult of Diablos, an organization born from Sid's imagination. However, as Shadow Garden grows both in membership and influence. It becomes increasingly apparent that Cult of Diablos is not as fictional as Sid had intended.
A whole cult devoted to the monster hunter creature Diablos?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill myself in the mouth.
I perked up immediately whenever I read that one sentence, because the idea of a guy going to an isekai and not finding a villain this to his taste, so he just fucking invents
them.
Is great.
God. Oh my God.
So we're gonna examine this because we're gonna examine this from a place of levity, because it is very clear that Kagano is fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, like, nothing against Chinibyo. Some of my best friends are Chinibyo. I think this specific brand of Chinibyo is just not particularly interesting to me.
Well, okay, this show made me, like, mad on separate occasions, because, like, okay, here's the roller coaster that I went through while watching this show. Watching, okay, bored, slightly interested, bored, angry, slightly interested, more interested, way interested, angry, so angry, so mad at the end of this, so angry, confused, very confused. That was the roller coaster I went on.
Yeah. There's a lot happening. So let's get into it. I'm not going to know this girl's name because, hey, let me break it to you. She's not fucking important.
It doesn't fucking matter. That's one of the things that makes me angry.
Yeah. Yeah, a mere object.
Shut up.
I'm going to see if I can find her in the cast, because it's going to be difficult to talk about this first episode without having something to call her.
Because her name
Akane.
Is actually plot
Nishino
relevant.
Akane.
Nishino, yes.
Okay, so I remembered it with my brain.
Yes, you're powerful.
So we open on said character, Nishino Akane, who is a beautiful girl with long dark hair, waking up and getting ready to go to school. She was reading something called Looking for Darwin.
Yeah.
There's a hesitancy in her daily routine, which I think is pretty interesting. She doesn't bother to turn on the lights in her house, for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she gets dressed and she gets ready to go. And when she goes to open the door, she hesitates for a moment. But then pulls the door open and is hit with a flash of something that clearly puts her off of her off balance. But it's gone in a second, and it's a flash of reporters thrusting like microphones.
Yeah, it looked like a paparazzi sort of situation.
It looked like it was a paparazzi, sort of evil paparazzi with red eyes.
Very evil. They were so scary.
And then her chauffeur man is just like, young miss, because he is even more of an object than she is. He does not even call her name. He just says, young miss.
He gets it bad in this one.
And she says, oh, no, it's nothing. It's nothing. Let's go. Yeah, they drive off. And the camera lingers for a moment, because it needs to pan over a little bit to show you the fender of a white van that's parked near her house. But yeah, she's wistful on the drive over to school, but she gets out and puts on her game face, because as soon as she gets out of the car, it's all smiles. Good morning, Ohio. Good morning, until she gets into the school.
Ohio
gozaimasu.
Just saying it like the state. Ohio.
Look at me. Listen to me. Do you think I can speak Japanese?
Continue. She does say Ohio a lot.
So until she comes into that foyer that every Japanese school seems to have. They're all
with the lockers, for their shoes.
Did I trigger Blackle there? You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pronounced foyer.
Anyway, back to the foyer.
The shoe foyer, yes.
I think they build them out from that room. I think they start with that.
They do.
And it just snakes away from there. Because
no, it's that the school grows from
it grows from that
living organism.
They order it from the Home Depot and then they wheel it out to the side.
They plant it
and they water it and it'll eventually grow into a high school. But
life is beautiful. Anyhow, continue.
But anyway, her face turns sour because she encounters somebody she encounters every day that is the only person at school that she hates.
Which I hate. I mean, I hate him too, to be fair.
He's kind of an asshole. Like, in addition to being...
All right, you're one of the named NPCs.
In addition to, like, facts we will learn later about him, he's kind of...
Yeah.
Minoru Kagano. And she hates him because she puts in the work and she says, good morning, Kagano-kun. And he says, Ohio, Nishimura.
Yeah.
Which is not her name.
It's not her name.
She says, that's not my name. He says, what? He's just like, that my name isn't Nishimura. And she's just like, he's just like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, Nishitaki.
He does. This goes on for like 2 minutes solid of just this particular like bit, and it's like, okay, we get it. He doesn't fucking care about her.
My name is Akane Nishino, and he says it's just like, oh yeah, I usually try and you're one of the named NPCs. I try and stay on top of it, but I haven't been getting enough rest lately.
Yeah.
And she's just like, what? And honestly, they just continue on their separate ways. But she keeps thinking about the interaction. She's just like, his inability to know my name isn't really why I dislike him so much.
Yeah.
It's the fact that when he looks at me, he doesn't look at me. He's looking somewhere far away.
It's the fact that he considers me literally an NPC.
Yeah, he doesn't recognize. But yeah, there's some. She continues to go on in a monologue for a while, because they go to class and they sit down, and she's talking with friends, and she volunteers to count the ballots, but for some class vote thing, but she can't do it because she has a makeup day and stuff like that. But internally, she's thinking it's just like ever since the incident, I have gone out in public wearing a mask, and I try my very best to make sure that nobody hates me.
Uh-huh.
I play teacher's pet. I play the popular girl because that's what everybody likes. And I would try. And I would try not to associate with him at all, except for the fact, and this is interesting, she doesn't fucking complete this thought.
That's true.
Really, ever.
That's so true. She doesn't. That just goes nowhere.
We noticed some things about Kagano, sort of in the background, which is he always carries around a big duffel bag that clinks when he sets it down. And in scenes where he's looking out the window trying to ignore everyone, you notice that he's doing like fucking thousands of like hand clenches on the handspring.
I was like, what the hell?
This guy is training. This guy is training to be Batman.
He's doing like Goku shit.
He's doing Goku shit.
In his brain.
So where do we go from there? Because parts of this are forgettable.
Oh my god.
We keep following her, right?
Do we skip to the end?
No. Let's see.
Like,
yeah. We need
scenes,
to. We need to cut to basically the end of school, because she was talking about being teacher's pet and staying after, and she does. She stays after to clean up until it's almost dark. And while she's doing that, Kagano has like left class, presumably when it was over, but not left school, and is playing fucking. He's playing Moonlight Sonata on a piano.
Yeah, he is. Oh my god, I fully forgot about that. Because the music started playing, I was like, oh my god, they literally just got this song. What the hell?
It's like, no, he's playing it. Because he's that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the day goes by. It burns pretty quickly. And she's just like, okay, I got to call my chauffeur to come and pick me up, I guess.
I have spoilers.
She's rich. She's like from a Zaibatsu. That's her dad.
Yeah.
And yeah, we cut to that guy because we see the phone ringing on his the seat of his car that says "The Little Miss."
Spoilers: the chauffeur isn't gonna make it, y'all.
Well, I don't know I don't know the degree of which he made it, but he does get his ass kicked.
They did not elaborate. His blood goes all over the ground, and that's all they do. That's all we see.
But yeah, some fucking creeps have got him pulled over and are laying into him, presumably looking for her. So yeah, she's just like, I haven't walked home since the incident.
She's walking home because the chauffeur didn't answer.
Yeah, he never showed up.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that's weird. This is weird. It's nighttime. This is like, you stayed at school too fucking long, girl.
Far too long by far.
But yeah. And predictably, she turns down an alleyway and she thinks she hears something. But when she turns around, there's nothing there. But then when she turns around again, there's a man.
There's a man. A big man.
A man.
And they're really stylizing this because he just has pulsating red eyes.
Yeah. He's kind of stylized the way that the paparazzi were at the beginning of the episode.
And to her credit, she doesn't like stand around in disbelief or anything. She immediately books it.
She runs.
Because he says, Nishino Akage. She's like, how? No, fuck this.
Not again.
And books it. But the other guy who was with him, the white-suited Yakuza wannabe, cuts her off in his car. And they grab her, and it's just being like, yeah, this will be good. You really shouldn't walk around at night, especially after the last time.
And then they fucking chloroform her or something.
Yeah, they chloroform her, and it takes a while. And the last thing she sees as her vision blurs out is the just impassive face of Kagano because he's just around the corner watching them.
Yes.
Anyway. It's time to cut to new scene.
Yeah, they're in like an
abandoned
warehouse, I guess.
Change the projector. Yeah, they've set up in an abandoned warehouse. They have her gagged and bound on the ground, and they're just like, and she sits up, and the Yakuza guy is a real asshole. And he's just like, hey, well, I'm sure we'll get lots of money for this, and the other guy's just like, you'll be free to go as long as the ransom is paid. We've already made the call. And the other guy's just like, oh man, that's no fun. Come on, maybe that's just the cover story.
Hey, I want to be a nasty boy.
I'm gonna be a nasty boy. And we cut away. What?
Never mind.
Okay. And we cut away from that to Kagano, who's just sort of followed them. He's just like, that's interesting. And he's used his phone camera to get a good look at them through the crack in the door, which is pretty clever, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just like, all right then. And he sets down his duffel bag and takes off his fucking weights. Because that's why he clinks when he walks. It's because he's wearing Rock Lee weights.
That's one of the moments that I was like, mad. Like, shut up. You do not have the training weights on.
He has the training weights on, JoJo.
God.
You don't understand how long he's been preparing for this moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he opens it up and he's got a balaclava in there. And it's just like, oh shit. He's prepared to do some shit, I guess.
He's on that vigilante shit, yeah.
He's on the vigilante shit. So we cut back inside, and Yakuza guy's gotten worse.
Yes. Oh, it's nasty.
Because the other guys had enough of him. He's just like, oh, fine, whatever the fuck ever. And it's remarked that the Yakuza guy won't let him like call the shots because he's just like, like fuck off, outsider. So clearly he's not part of the traditional chain of command for this guy. He's just like, you know what? Maybe I'll make this fun. You've been a real fucking wet blanket this entire time. Maybe I'll go have my way with a teenage girl.
Yeah. We'll have to talk about some of this because I have words.
We'll talk about this. But yeah, he goes to do that. He's just like maybe I'll start with your mouth, and she jerks away from him. And he's just like, don't you fight me, and he goes to slap her. Actually, does he slap her?
He does slap her.
He does slap her
with a like meaty, wet slap noise.
And she falls back, but everybody has to stop because they hear some noise. This is possibly my favorite point in this episode because it is stealth funny. I don't think it's meant to be funny, but the idea of some guy trying to Batman and he's fucking walking around on the roof of a warehouse and it's just going, and the guys inside just hear clang,
clong,
clang, clang.
And then he just drops through the ceiling and like, this would kill you. This kills you.
But no, he comes in through a skylight, which I don't know why those warehouses have those. Some of them do, but I don't know.
I feel like we could end so much crime if we just got rid of all the abandoned warehouses, y'all.
Yeah, but then if we could end a lot of crime if we got rid of the skylights. But then where would the Batmans get in?
But then where would the Batman get in? Yeah, you're so right.
But yeah, he drops in. And they're just like, oh, who the fuck are you? And he just stands up to his full height, and he just says, I'm the stylish ruffian killer.
Yeah.
Slayer. He says Slayer.
Stylish ruffian Slayer.
They don't take him seriously.
No, they're like, okay, that's stupid. Let's kill him.
That's stupid. Let's kill him. The Yakuza guy acts like a Yakuza guy from like the video games in that he draws his gun in like a really exaggerated motion. Yeah, you can just hear him saying "Dornia."
Yeah.
And this is actually a cool scene because Kagano is just like too much motion. You leave yourself wide open, and he just flicks a knife into his hand.
Yeah,
which is like mean. It's like the level of violence on display for the rest of this is actually like a little shocking given how we started.
Yes, we'll talk about that too.
But yeah, he incapacitates this guy immediately. Is this does he do the speech about the crowbar while this guy's conscious or not?
No, okay. He starts fighting the other guy because the other guy is just like, oh, a worthy opponent, huh?
Yeah, okay, so he just donks this guy whenever he goes for his gun again.
Yeah.
Because he's got a pair of crowbars. And the other guy is just like, oh, I see. And he's got his gun pointed at him. He has him dead to rights.
He could have killed this child.
And he's got like a 1911 or something pointed at him. like a 45.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, I see. I was getting real tired of that asshole.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe this is a great opportunity, and he drops the gun.
He throws the gun to the ground, and he waxes poetic about being a military guy.
He used to be a military guy, and he's so sick of fucking around with these 2-bit gangsters. That he can't, and he has a flashback. This fucking nobody has a flashback, which is great. Like, it's really fun. I wish like more anime characters would get flashbacks and then be completely irrelevant.
We get a lot of that this episode.
Because he has a flashback to his time in the war, and it's as if to explain like why he is a criminal. And he's just like, I can't go back now that I know what it's like. And he's gonna fight Kagano with a butterfly knife, and like a cheap butterfly knife too. I can see it's like pinned together. It's a piece of shit. So they're gonna have a fight that's supposed to be cool. And while they have this fight, Kagado has to do this speech where he's just like, you know what's great about crowbars? It's just like,
my God.
if you get caught with them, you might actually have a chance to explain it away to the police. And I'm just like, hey, buddy, no, the fuck you don't.
Well, not if you have two of them, and not if they're covered in blood.
No, they are more incriminating than if you just carried a club. Because there are more crimes that you can do with a crowbar than just violence.
That's really true. Yeah, like that's a break-in tool.
This is why burglars in the States do not carry shit like this, because they do not want to be picked up for burglary, and secondly, they don't want to be charged with armed robbery.
Yeah.
So his second point is that you can use them like tonfas, which, if you're fucking around in your backyard and you're 15, yes, you can. However, this is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard.
Yeah, don't do it.
But yeah, he does so, and they fight. They fight a little bit, and the guy like slices him.
He does immediately slice him.
He immediately
with the knife.
slices him. Like, yeah, they beat on each other a little bit, but yeah, he slices him, and he's just like, oh shit! If this is the level I'm at with just a military guy.
I'm never gonna make it.
I'm never gonna become the Eminence in shadow.
But okay.
So the turning point in this fight is whenever he changes his grip, and he says, "But I learned something interesting fighting all those motorcycle gangs who make too much noise after dark." Which
he's like,
a great crime, my dude. A great reason to beat somebody half to death.
Yeah.
And the guy recognizes him because he's just like, oh my god, it's the balaclava berserker.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, man. Which is to stop using them like tonfas. And then he gets in like a bone crunching strike. Because he learned that you should probably use them like clubs instead, because the guys started wearing helmets.
Yes. You gotta get up in there, so to speak.
And he's just like, yeah, you should use the back of the L because it concentrates the force. Well, I mean, not really, man.
No,
it's just kind of like a
not.
shitty hammer at that point. If you really wanted to fuck somebody up, you'd use the wedge end, but that's murder.
Yeah, that's too scary.
That's too scary for this anime.
He fucked these guys up either way with that thing, so
yeah, he changes his grip and he wins the fight, and he punctuates winning the fight by beating the ever-living shit out of this guy on the ground. What?
I need you to know how long this scene is.
He just keeps going.
So wet and meaty.
It's so unnecessary. And like, later they show the guy tied up, but he's never gonna really recover.
No.
His bones are powder. And
I hate this fucking show.
Actually, this was one of the points where I was just like, I'm looping.
That was disgustingly
I'm looping back
violent.
around to interesting because that was hilarious.
It's just like it was so hyper violent that it's ruined the tone and is now kind of funny. But we kind of glossed over it, but yeah, the Yakuza man actually got pretty far with Nishino. Like, he had already unbuttoned her shirt and everything and caused her to have a flashback to the previous time that she had been abducted, which was by a stalker who had no interest in ransom, I assume.
No, like,
which is pretty bad.
There's a lot of implications in this show, and we'll get to it.
And now she gets to watch Kagado beat a man into fucking paste with a crowbar.
Yeah.
The first guy didn't, the fucking rapist didn't get it this bad.
I know.
He just got knocked unconscious. But yeah, when he finishes with that guy, he turns towards her and he walks towards her and he picks up the butterfly knife, which has been left abandoned. here? And she's just like, oh, God. And he holds it up for some reason to reflect her eyes in the blade, like the fucking cover of an 80s slasher movie.
And she, like, thinks she's going to die.
She thinks she's going to kill her. And then he flash steps behind her to, like, slice down with an overhead slice that somehow cuts her fucking bonds and ungags her at the same time. And all she's left with is just like, you should be more careful walking home at night.
And that's it.
And she like gets up and she like gets her stuff and like leaves and starts monologuing about how like I called the police after that and all that. And we cut up into the rafters and he hasn't even fucking left and he's just like clutching his shoulder and he's just like, ooh, shit, ooh,
ooh.
He's Peter Griffin in it. And he's complaining about how if this is the level he's finding at, he'll never become the Eminence in shadow.
Yeah, we're gonna learn about that.
So yeah, we follow her out, and she goes to school the next day. She says Ohio and stuff, and she monologues about how Kagano is living behind a mask just like she is. He's living a shadow life, and when they encounter each other again, she says, good morning, Kagano, and he says, good morning, Nishino, and she says, my name's not Nishino. Oh,
well, yes, it is actually.
Got it right, and he does seem to be looking at her like normally, and then we cut to a scene of a television. What? Yeah. Okay. Then we cut to a scene of a television in a seemingly abandoned house. Everybody's out, but it's reporting on somebody being hit by a car in the suburbs. And it's just him. It's just Kagano. He just got fucking truck cooned at the end of this episode.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And this is where I get mad again because they do like a little credits, I guess.
Yeah. I looked at the runtime and I was just like, surely that was too short. Oh, we have quite a bit more.
We have quite a lot.
Let's go past these credits to see what's in the next one.
Anger.
It gets really funny. You seem to be fired up about this. Do you want to talk about it?
So like, okay, I thought I understood what was happening here because he was talking about someone being an NPC. I was like, okay, they're doing a weird reverse isekai thing. He's not from this world. He's been isekai'd into this world. And then they showed like the TV and I was like, did that's okay, that's probably a flashback or it's from a different universe. No.
So
no, all of that might as well have not fucking happened.
He's got to make a Baki the Grappler speech at us. So he goes on about how since he was a little boy, a proper Chinubio, he's always wanted to be powerful. He's always needed more power. He says more power in English every time, and it's very funny.
It is very funny.
More power.
More power.
He says it in like a different register.
Yeah, he does.
We see him growing up, and he's just like, I grew. What didn't change about me was my passion for this. When others grew up and abandoned their dreams to be this kind of hero, I never did. I trained constantly, polished my skills. But then I reached as I watched others go on about their lives, I felt some sentimentality. But I thought about it. It's just like this would mean nothing. Like I could become an incredible martial artist, but if I was surrounded by an armed group of soldiers, that'd be the end of me. If I became the greatest martial artist, maybe I could rough them up. But what would happen if a nuclear bomb fell from the sky? I could do nothing but evaporate. And it's like, I wanted to be more powerful than that. I wanted to transcend my humanity. Okay, Dio Brando.
I refuse. I would simply say no, Mr. Nuclear Bomb. I'm not going to die to you.
Rip to them, but I'm different.
Rip to them, but I'm different. That line did make me laugh really hard, as mad as this makes me.
So yeah, he dreamed of that forever, and then we find out that yes, he has been isekai'd, and And he is dressed up like the Assassin's Creed and leads himself a harem of cat
girls,
cat girl bitch assassins.
The cat girls are here.
The baddest bitches in all of the realms. And the one that really made me laugh out loud is they're standing on like a clock tower, and he turns to them and they said, "We're all here and we have them surrounded." And I look at them and I go, "You're all here. How do you have them surrounded?
How do you have
Who are we talking about?
You don't have them surrounded at all.
You're in one place." And it's very clear that this is graduated to be a completely shameless power fantasy.
Yes. I mean, that's kind of what it was from the beginning, but at least I thought this is why I'm so mad, because at least I thought they were doing something, like trying to do something clever at least with it, but no, they're doing the cheesiest, cheapest.
No, this is a naked power fantasy, and I'll tell you something dark about myself. I appreciate the honesty. Because no, they are not trying to do something new, and they're not trying to convince you that they're trying to do something new.
I mean,
this guy wants to be the Eminence in shadow.
He does.
And he won't
says
stop
it
at
again.
Nothing.
Like at the very end, he jumps towards the screen, and as he's flying towards the screen, he does say he's going to become the Eminence in shadow.
The Eminence in shadow, and he won't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And what apparently that means is he doesn't want to be the hero, and he doesn't want to be the demon king. He wants to be the all-powerful force manipulating from the shadows. I'm just like, you really are a sociopath, aren't you? He
is.
And that's the end of the content.
Oh my god. Okay. Now we have to talk about some stuff. Blackle did get nuclear bombed by this one.
Blackle was dissolved.
I turned into soot.
So what do you want to talk about? I've got some thoughts, but you can lead.
Okay, thought number one is the amount of I was like, okay, we're getting a lot of gazy stuff at the beginning here, but it's worse than that, because like it was like being gazy about like violence towards women, and I was like, oh no, I don't like it.
That's interesting because I was sitting here thinking, it's just like at the beginning, they like the opening shot when she's waking up is just like, ooh, there's a girl butt. Like, okay,
right.
And then there's no crime. I've decided in anime, it's not a crime to be horny.
Yes.
Now, I don't approve of using someone's sexual assault as a plot element. But I'll notice that I've seen that several times in anime, and this was less gross than some of the others. I'm thinking of Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer was really bad.
I haven't seen that, but like this one, like it seemed like the author enjoyed it, and I don't like that. I don't think that they were writing it like with the intention for the audience to enjoy it, because I don't think the audience was supposed to be enjoying it, but I feel like the author enjoyed it, and I
don't know. I don't know. I'd have to see it again and to really analyze it. But I felt like at least on the first thing, especially when she flashes back to the stalker, that it was framed in such a way. It was framed like a horror movie.
That's true.
And that's good. If you're going to do that, you need to frame it in a way that's not titillating. Yes. Because that undercuts everything, and it's awful.
Yes. I don't think you're supposed to be horny about this, but like, man, I wish they wouldn't have been like so detailed about like her being assaulted by this guy in this warehouse. Like, it was I don't know, it was a little too visceral for me. Maybe this is just me.
It's unpleasant, and it's also kind of pointless.
That's the other thing. Like, that might as well have not happened.
Yeah, in the larger framing, it does nothing but serve as a portion of Kagano's like power fantasy of saving the girl.
Yes. And he could have saved her without them doing that.
He could have saved her a little fucking faster.
Yeah. He did. He watched them go in there.
Yeah, presumably there was a whole segment where they like parked and like had to carry her in, and that would have probably been the better chance to like hit somebody in the back of the head with a crowbar. But but anyway, anything else?
I mean, like, if you have another thought, I mean, I probably do have more thoughts.
That was my thought. I wanted to talk about that scene, about how, on one hand, like it's a lot of it is framed in a way that is not tittillating, which is something anime fucking struggles with.
Yes.
But on the other hand, it has very little plot relevance, and I don't think it's used very well, or in like,
yes,
it's kind of nasty to use that as a plot element,
right?
So cheaply. Let's see. That's pretty much it. I found a lot of moments of, I think, unintentional humor.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it was intentional, and kind of impressed. But,
sure. Again,
him playing the piano was very funny to me.
It was funny. I thought him being the baklava.
The balaclava
berserker. I thought that was funny. I was like, oh, this is Akagi activities.
I was watching him play the piano. I was just like, this is a Phantom of the Opera ass motherfucker.
Call me the baklava berserker.
None of us know how to say this word except for Magpie.
I can say it, a balaclava.
No, baklava is food.
I was gonna try and build baklava? On that. It's just like, you call me the baklava berserker because I'm destroying a Greek restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, part of what
baklava looks a lot like Turkish Spanish pie.
So yeah.
So part of what makes me mad about this, I have to keep talking about this because I'm still mad. Because when the episode ended, I was actually thinking, maybe I'm interested in watching more of this. I don't know, because it seemed like they were going to do some character dynamic stuff with the two main characters that they had established.
No, she's not real.
And then I was like, wait, what? He imagined a bunch of catgirls? Is all of this, is this fantasy world his like last neurons firing as the truck runs him over?
I would love that.
That's what I was thinking.
It's what he deserves.
So
I like the idea of him being in a coma, and then it's like a character study on like them trying to like get him to like let go of his like fantasy and just like come back to reality.
So I know a little bit more about this than you guys, because I watched Jeff Thu roast this show.
Yeah.
And what it is that he immediately gets isekai'd, has the perfect personality to be an isekai sociopath character like this.
Yeah.
Has already started training.
Yeah.
So he invents a cult for himself to fight.
Right.
And he goes around and he collects cat girls to help him fight and convinces them that it's real.
Yes, and that's why and that's kind of funny again. See, and that goes back around to being funny again. I hate this show.
And I really like the idea that it becomes increasingly apparent that the cult of Diablos is not as fictional as Sid is intended.
Right.
I like the idea that he is molding this world with his fucking subconscious.
Yes, he has tulpa'd a cult into existence.
He tulpa'd them. Anyway, you actionable notes. The animation in this show is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Voice acting's decent. I think the voice actor for Kagano is actually like a sleeper hit because he's very funny. I think he may be aware that this is kind of horseshit and is having fun with it. More power. We didn't see an OP. We didn't see an outro, so I can't comment on those.
There was a little bit of music at the end there, and I think it was fine, but I don't really remember it very well.
Yeah, the outro sequence was okay.
It was fine. It was just fine.
But yeah, would you guys watch another episode of the Eminence and Shadow?
Here's the thing. I might hate watch this.
I thought you might.
I have nothing good to say about the show.
Blackle can't eat this kind of poison.
I can't. I spit it up like I'm like a cat coughing up a hairball. Listen, it's isekai. It's got violence against women. It's like, I don't think the animation is particularly interesting.
The story doesn't grab you.
Personally. Like, the story, I don't
it's
think
like
is very
gauchely
good.
violent.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't like violence in this way.
These guys were walking bags of blood. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
If JoJo hate watches it, I'll probably watch some of it. But listen, I got Turn A Gundam to watch.
Yeah, that's true.
I got stuff that's good.
You got actually nice content to see. I mean, I gotta keep up on Gundam too. Is the thing.
I mean, I like trash, but I did put this in here because I thought it was funny.
This was the bullet. This was one of the bullets in the gun. Like we did die this time. We did get isekai'd, and we do have to start collecting cat girls soon.
So anyway, if you'd like to rate this, anime on a scale of 1 to 6 cat girl assassin bitches, you can do so at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number. Hey, I am currently tulpaing some fans that are gonna send us some tweets. We are at oneepisodecast. Please send us some tweets.
Be careful, JoJo. Don't summon the 7-foot-tall smoke show PS1 graphic cheetah girlfriend.
It's too late. She's here. She's sending us tweets. She's sending us links on Blue Sky.
She's sending us tweets. She wants us to watch more isekai.
More isekai, she says. Oh, we can't say no.
Put a baby in me, sire.
We gotta get out of here.
I don't know where to go from this.
We gotta get out of here.
Anyway, special thanks as always to Mother's Basement for having a YouTube channel that I see occasionally and go, that looks like complete shit. Let's watch it. Good night, everybody.
Take care.